Okay, let's take a look at some device communications for the PLCs that we're going to be working on. So right now what I have is a computer, and basically I need to get that computer to talk to a PLC. Okay, so we're going to need some type of communications. The computers that we have these days often don't have COM ports, they have USB. The ones in the lab here do have COM ports, but you're seeing less and less than that. But what we're going to do is take a look at connecting, first of all, to this rack right here. And this has a SLC 502 CPU in it, which is a little bit older one, but it still connects here with an RJ45 looking port. That is not an Ethernet port. That is just a serial communications port. So this port needs to talk to the ports on this computer, but we don't have a COM port on this computer. So what we use to connect these is an adapter. So what we have right here is a USB adapter that just plugs into the side, the USB, and what this is a 1747 UIC. It's a USB to DH485 converter. So the communication is RS45 communications. And what we're doing is we're going it to USB so it can go in the computer. What's the other end of this look like? It's got two options. It does have a 9-pin RS232 for CPUs that plug in that way, but it's also got an RJ45 connector here. Once again, it's not an Ethernet connector. It's more of the serial connector for the 45 communications. And then so I would bring that right over, and then that one would plug into there. And that's the way that I would plug a SLC 500, in a 502 in this case, or a 503, into a computer so they can talk to each other. Now what I have up here is a compact logic. This is a little bit of a newer processor, and what this has got is it's got USB A to B, so we can connect USB A to B right into the USB ports, or we could use the Ethernet ports right here. And so what this is, it's acting as a bridge. A lot of times when you connect USB equipment, you will use a switch, okay, to hook it all together. And so what I have right here is a switch. We'll learn all about how to do network connections with a switch. But in this case, what we're going to do is we're just going to bring this Ethernet directly into here. Now what you'll learn is that this has a static IP address on it, and the computer has a dynamic IP address on it, so you can't directly connect them. So what do we need? Well, what I've done is I've plugged this in here, and what I have is a USB to Ethernet adapter right here. So what this does is it creates another static IP Ethernet port that we can use. And then so if I was going to just go directly into it, I would just take this here and I would get plugged in, and now I can talk between this CPU and this computer. I could have went into the switch and then went from the switch into the computer, and that way I could have hooked up other devices. But that is what we're learning about in this first lab, is how to connect PLCs up to a computer and all the terminology that goes with it.